My name is Erica, and I am the mother to a 6-year-old who is neurodiverse. He's on the spectrum, autism spectrum disorder. We had a perfect little brown bundle of joy. He was just perfect. He did everything in such an advanced way that we were like, look, doctors don't know what they're talking about. Like this is what it is, right? And so it was probably after he turned one. He had been on such a level of progression that it was very obvious when he stopped progressing. He's not talking anymore. He's not like, you know, picking up his fork or his spoon anymore. He's not making eye contact anymore. My rationale was, well, he did everything else fast. He probably shouldn't have been doing that stuff when he did it. So give him some time. He got this. And so dad would come in and he would, say, hey, I was at a friend's house and their child is like around our child's age and their child is doing this, that, and the other. And something just kind of sunk in me that I know, I know that something is wrong, but I did not want to know that something was wrong. I went to the doctor, pediatrician, and you always have to fill out the questionnaire in the beginning that says, is your child doing this, doing that? Having four biological children, there's seven altogether, but four biological children going through different pregnancies and milestones, I knew that I was checking the box on the other side of the paper. And the pediatrician looked at it and she came in and she said, I want to talk to you about the evaluation. I said, no, just tell me straight up what's happening. She said that my baby was a candidate for autism spectrum disorder. Everything in me just like broke down. She pointed me in the direction of early intervention. By the grace of God, I actually got a call back, I believe, that same week. And the callback I got was from an occupational therapist. So just hearing her voice and, hey, my name is this, or, you can come here, we can have video chats. It was very reassuring. And within the next probably 2 weeks or so, he was in occupational therapy. I told her that he once was verbal and he just stopped talking. And she had a speech therapist come in. And then she had a developmental specialist come in. It was like this woman brought all of these resources to us. She quickly started to explain to me what occupational therapy actually was. And I'll never forget her words. She said, you and him are one. She taught me how to work with him as though we were one person. So it was me standing behind him using that fork to bring it up to his mouth. It was me looking him in his face, making that eye contact, and speaking slow enough to where he could see how my lips and my tongue was moving. He could start to try to formulate those words. The best part about that, and I never thought about this, but she quickly said, bring dad next time. So I brought dad, and dad and I would go together, or sometimes he would take the baby. She said, who else is in your life? And I told her about my kids. She said, bring them. She's like, well, you talk about your mom a lot. Bring mom. Before I knew it, she was helping me build this community for myself, having people step into the box with my son. In some very discreet way, she was teaching us this is how you build community. At the time, thinking about the next step we need to take, because we were pressing our son to do things the way we do things. Hold the fork, look me in my eyes. And so, to make things simple, instead of trying to pull him out of this box and bring him over here with us, we literally had to jump in the box with him. And so now it's like, so this means more. It's like, oh, stop. So now we are here. We're trying to learn sign language to communicate with our kid. So are his siblings. We had to learn that tub time with no stopper in the tub could last probably about 30 minutes. So your water bill may be a little higher because he needs that water to calm him down. We also had to learn that toys were meant to be broken. He takes his toys apart and he puts them together quite quickly. So autism shows up different for everyone. That's why it's a spectrum. When you think about the the spectrum of colors, it's not like one breed or one grade. And he was like in this space by himself, like a life of solitude, even though there were so many of us around him. We kept trying to pull him out of this box. That did not work. It did not work for us. It almost makes therapy a waste because they go to a space where they get what they need with professionals, with great OTs and PTs. They come back home, and here we are trying to push our social norms on him. We learned quickly that instead of trying to pull him out of this box, it's like, knock, knock, make room because we all get in this box with you. Here we come. I think that's when we started to see the most changes in him. It was levels of inclusivity that he probably could not vocalize, but us designing spaces for belonging as it pertained to him. We started to know him and the things that he liked or did not like. He remembers when I get my nails done because he will literally walk up to me. He likes to rub the bed of the nail and he'll walk up to me and he'll look and yeah, I got him done. Your dad didn't even notice it, but he notices things like that. He's also extremely good at reading emotions. That this is going against everything that people say about people who are on the autism spectrum. But I tell you, it's just different. He will look you in your face. He gives you very direct eye to eye contact now. And if you look sad, he will literally pull your head down and he'll kiss your forehead. If you look happy, he'll look at you and he'll smile or he'll have this little giggle. He also has preferences with his foods. We don't have to push new foods on him because he now will go into the refrigerator and he'll pull out he'll pull out waffles. And we may say, let's have toast. And he'll look and he'll go on his device. He has an audio device and he'll press it. It's like waffles. It's like, okay. If we're in a space and it's too loud, he will type on his device, this is a quiet space. And we all giggle because it's a nice way of telling us to shut up. I think that what that glow spot for us is that not that he's telling us to shut up, but it's the fact that he recognized a space that he did not like. He thought enough to communicate it, and he felt empowered enough to let us know that he did not like it. That's what stepping into his box and his world did for him, not pressuring him to come and do the things the way we do things. We focus on his strengths, and it's really hard to pinpoint. But if he's doing something that's really good with his hands, like pulling things apart and putting them together, like at the speed of lightning, that was a great opportunity for us to get him to start to write and draw in color because he's using those different motor skills to pull these apart. So now that's his strength and that's his focus. That's what he wants to show us. Now let's give him a pen. Let's give him a crayon. So now he's drawing circles and now he's coloring in spaces. And we don't care that he's coloring the spaces on the wall. It just matters that he's actually using his hands in multiple ways. We're building off of those different strengths that he has. Stepping into his world has been not only good for him, but it's showing us how to be more diverse parents, how to be better siblings to him, and things of that sort. I have all the respect in the world for physicians and pediatricians. We definitely need them in this world today. But when I think about occupational therapists, speech therapists, physical therapists, the impact that folks in that profession have is way greater than that of a doctor's visit. When you go to a pediatrician, you're there for about 15 minutes. They check off the boxes. They make sure your child is in good health, if your child is in good physical health. So I know it's hard working with so many different kiddos, even adults, but to those therapists, never underestimate your importance in this field because that's when you see real movement, right? You see real movement in the time that's invested in these kiddos, and it makes a world of a difference. Personally, for my family, our occupational therapist, we say God is perfect. God sent her to us, and she has opened up so many doors and cared so much for our son that there is no amount of money or thankfulness that I would ever be able to show her. I can still text her and she will call me back and say, let's talk about this. And we have no tie with each other. She's not his OC anymore, but she is dedicated to the cause and the client. So, thanks, you.